Disney's Frozen is an update of a classic fairy tale, and there are secrets and Easter eggs you may not have caught. Let's get a move on, Sven! Believe it or not, Rapunzel can be seen in a very short cameo in Frozen. Keep your finger on the pause button and an eye out as Anna goes singing for the first time in forever throughout the kingdom. The gates are open and people are filing into the castle. Stop! Including Rapunzel, sporting her new shorter do. Not only that, she's being escorted by Flynn Rider. More fun Easter eggs can be found in that number. Watch the sequence where Anna pretends to be part of multiple works of art in her royal collection. Did you know those works of art are all inspired by real-life masterpieces? The first piece Anna curtsies in front of is inspired by Peter Bruegel the Elder's The Peasant Dance. When she takes the place of the fair maiden on the sheet, in the overhead shot of the picnic, it's almost like we're getting a different angle on Auguste Seror's The Picnic. Thank goodness it wasn't Manet's picnic. Next up, we have a recreation of Dancing Couple by Gerard Terborch, before Anna leaps into a tribute to El Helio by John Singer Sargent, only to bounce into a swing inspired by, well, The Swing by Jean-Honoré Fragonard. Finally, Anna lands herself in what could arguably be a recreation of Lucas Van Leyden's Potiphar's Wife. There's your art history for the day. How about we go looking for something a little more familiar? Another conspicuous character can be found lurking around the castle. Keep an eye out during the musical number Do You Want to Build a Snowman? When Anna sings, it gets a little lonely, all these empty rooms. She's lying down in front of a grandfather clock in a sitting room with giant bookcases. Look at the bookcase on the left. Up in the top left shelf sits a rodent who's a little out of place in Arendelle. Perhaps he'd feel a little more comfortable in the House of Mouse. That's right, I'm talking about Mickey Mouse, and the castle isn't the only place to find him. You may need sharp eyes to catch him here because he's partially concealed. But browse the merchandise on offer at the Wandering Oaken's Trading Post and Spa. There's a little figurine with red trunks hiding behind a wide brush on the shelf next to Anna when she picks up the blankets and boots. There are some more interesting trinkets worth mentioning over at Oaken's table. You'll notice that he has a set of wood-carved bears on either side. But look on the right side, standing with the baby bear, are wood carvings of another sort. Look closely and you'll see that the small figurines are actually troll-like. That's because they're early concept models of the trolls in the movie. If you want a better look, grab the book Disney: The Art of Frozen. The concept art is there as well. By the way, there's another Easter egg hidden in the name, Wandering Oakens. It's fitting that the Trading Post is also a spa, because Wandering Oakens is also an anagram for naked Norwegians. Just a little hint of naughty in this otherwise family film. Don't worry, we'll keep it G-rated from here on out. A hidden clue about Frozen's origin can be found right in the names of some of the main characters. You've got Hans, Kristoff, Anna, and Sven. Doesn't really look like anything until you say all four names back to back really fast. Hans, Kristoff, Anna, Sven, which sounds a lot like Hans Christian Andersen, the name of the author who wrote the fairy tale that inspired Frozen, the Snow Queen. Of course, that roster is missing one very important main character, Elsa, played by stage and screen dynamo Miss Adele Dazeem. Idina Menzel. Who's Adele Dazeem? No one we know, but Menzel was accidentally introduced as Adele Dazeem by the tongue-twisted John Travolta at the 86th Academy Awards. The goof set the internet on fire and even led to the creation of a Travoltifying name engine. I'm John Riegers. That following year, Menzel was given the opportunity to poke fun at the film icon, introducing Travolta as her very dear friend, Glom Gazingo. Needless to say, it's all water under the bridge for those two. Did you know Idina Menzel was turned down for another part in a Disney movie before winning her role as the voice of Elsa? She was in the running for the role of Rapunzel in 2010's Tangled. That role ultimately went to another famous singer and songwriter, Mandy Moore. However, the recorded audition Menzel performed for Disney's casting director in 2010 helped her win the role for Elsa. Oh geez, maybe now's a good time to mention that Anna is played by Kristen Bell. You might know her best as Eleanor Shellstrop from the afterlife rom-com The Good Place, Sarah Marshall in the comedy blockbuster movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall, or as teenage private eye Veronica Mars. Did you know that she also lost out to Mandy Moore for the role of Rapunzel? Anyway, the Trading Post is where Anna meets Kristoff, voiced by Jonathan Groff, and Sven, voiced by Jonathan Groff, because Kristoff likes to put words in the reindeer's mouth. You might know Groff as the insufferably entertaining King George from the Broadway hit musical Hamilton, or maybe as the tenacious FBI agent Holden Ford in the serial sensation Mindhunter. The dude has got range. As Kristoff, an ice harvester by trade, you can imagine that business takes a turn for the worse after Elsa covers the land in snow and ice. Maybe wood should have been his industry of choice, though things are cutthroat in that game too. Check out these two guys arguing over a stack of firewood Though kinda funny to watch, did you know that their fight is rooted in an extremely serious debate? In Norway, they take stacking of their wood very, very seriously. How seriously? There is a 12-hour-long show dedicated entirely to the right way to stack firewood. So, is it bark side up or bark side down? This might go down in history as one of the great debates of all time, right next to the Philly cheesesteak debate. Provolone or Cheese Whiz? Well, even though Christoph has fallen on hard times, at least he's got Sven by his side. A lot of work and preparation went into animating Sven. In fact, co-director Jennifer Lee's favorite aspect of production was when a real-life reindeer was brought into the animation studio so the animators could closely study its movements and mannerisms. Another amazing thing about Jennifer Lee, did you know that she is the first female to direct a feature film for Disney? Not to mention, she penned the screenplay as well. The last time a woman wrote a screenplay solo for the studio was way back in 1991. That credit went to Linda Wolverton, who wrote Walt Disney's Beauty and the Beast. If that wasn't cool enough, Walt Disney Animated Studios contracted art director Brittany Lee to work on the film. You guessed it, Brittany is Jennifer's sister, and their relationship dynamic actually played a part in fleshing out the relationship between Anna and Elsa on screen. Anna and Elsa have their own frosty companion brought about by Elsa's powers. Of course, I'm talking about Olaf, the lovable loaf of snow who likes warm hugs and dreams about summer. Olaf is voiced by actor Josh Gad, who got the opportunity to improvise a lot of Olaf's lines because of his ability to make the producers laugh. There are a lot of fun Easter eggs to be found in his sweet and hilarious song and dance number In Summer. First off, take a look at the first shot of Olaf in his fantasy meadow. Notice anything different about him? Not so much what he looks like, but what he can do. Look at his arms. In reality, his twig arms are always straight and stiff, but in his little dreamland, he's able to bend his twigs as if they had elbow joints. Next, he's lying about on a sandy beach with a cold drink in his hand. But did you notice something special about his drink? It's as if the ice is shaped in the form of a mini Olaf, complete with top, middle, and bottom sections of his snowman body, feet included. This next one might be hard to catch because it's so fast, but after floating in the water and singing When It Gets Warm, Olaf topples back onto the beach next to a seagull playing with sand people. Did you catch it? Just before Olaf bounces in front of the gull, the bird and the little sand girl were in the pose made famous by the Coppertone Girl and a dog on Coppertone's sign promoting sunscreen back in 1958. And that's not the only pop culture reference. Next up, Olaf does a little soft shoe number with a flock of seagulls. No, not those flock of seagulls, silly. Anyway, the dance with the hats and all is a little wink at another number in Disney's history, a little musical interlude featuring Dick Van Dyke and 4 penguins from Disney's Mary Poppins. A big part of Olaf's charm is his innocence. Remember when Anna enters Elsa's ice castle? Before going in, she tells Olaf to just give us a minute. Olaf starts counting. Not only that, but true to his word, though his count is a little slow, we overhear him say 60 before engaging Anna and Elsa in the castle. Of course, Anna, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven aren't the only guests at Elsa's new digs. Later, Anna's would-be suitor Hans and his men make an unwelcome appearance. Hans is voiced by Santino Fontana, and at this point we're led to believe that he only has Elsa and Anna's best interests at heart, pleading for Elsa not to act like the monster people think she is. Next, it looks like he's trying to save her from being shot by the arrow of a crossbow. But is he though? Let's run that back again, this time in slow motion. Notice how his eyes glance up. He knows the chandelier would fall on Elsa if it were shot. Naughty, naughty, Hans. Maybe we should have seen this coming. There's a little clue or two earlier in the movie that might have tipped us off to Hans's true intentions. At the end of Anna's song, for the first time in forever, she sings, "Nothing's in my way," but then she's body-checked hard right into a boat. Who was on the horse? Hans. And then again later at the party, when Anna and Hans sing "Love is an Open Door," his first words in the song are, "I've been searching my whole life to find my own place," and he gestures to the kingdom. He's not talking about love with Anna, he's talking about taking over the joint. Naughty, naughty Hans again! By the way, one more fun little reference in the song. Remember the line when Hans says, "We finish each other's," and then Anna says sandwiches? That's actually a reference to the cult favorite sitcom, Arrested Development. In the 2006 episode Family Ties, Jason Bateman and Portia de Rossi say the same lines. As they say, imitation is the highest form of flattery. On that note, we come to Frozen's hit original song Let It Go. The anthem won the Academy Award for Best Original Song and could be found on repeat in most parents' playlists, some maybe unwillingly after the 1,000th listen. Performed by Idina Menzel, her son Walker was so proud of his mommy, he bragged to all his classmates at school that his mom sings the song from Frozen. Unimpressed, another kid replied, "So does everyone else's." We've only just scratched the surface of this iceberg, but I'm sure we'll have more Frozen secrets and Easter eggs to share with you in the future. Until then, I hope you liked the video and found some fun new secrets and details you hadn't seen before in Disney's Frozen. Make sure you subscribe to Movie Logic for more daily movie facts, trivia, and Easter eggs.